Come all you scholars, leave your books, and listen to my tale. A story weird and wonderful, I will to you unveil. It happened 80 years ago, when I was but a lad, and a scholar at the Lilo School, where a queer old time I had. We'd rise at dawn, and light the fire, and get a bite to eat. And started up the stony road with no shoes on her feet. One May day I remember well, a fine bright morn but cool. We met our friends along the road as we made our way to school. We had dallied till the master's house at last came into view, then we'd step out right manfully, a most impressive crew. We called the master Smiler because he never did, but he fairly made us toe the line and do what we were bid. He taught us reading, writing, spelling, and catechism for by. And if you didn't know it, he made furs and feathers fly. We'd learn about the big wide world, and its sums both hard and long. Mistakes were quickly punished, and from playtime we were bored. Well, this day that I tell you of, the history books were out, but we hadn't a clue what the Smiler was rambling on about. It was just approaching home time when he caught us in the act, and we went home with tears in our eyes and our backsides truly wet. So home we went, still seething, cursing Smiler up and down, when we met old Ma Rogan as she came from the town. She was ragged, she looked penniless, though my dad said she was rich. No one knew how old she was, some said she was a witch. We talked a while with Maisie and told her our tale of woe, how we'd seen the last of the Lilo school and that back we would never go. She says, I'm going to help yous, as long as you don't ask how. I'll give yous a look at what school will be like some 80 years from now. Now don't ask me what happened next. We seemed to drift through space and came to rest at Lismore School, a most unusual place. It was the biggest place we'd ever seen. It seemed to stretch for miles. Maisie swore it was a school. We tried to hide our smiles. But in we went to see Lismore, and a strange sight met our eyes. Pictures, pots, dresses, cups, of every shape and size. At first we feared they'd throw us out, but no one made a fuss. It seemed that though we could see them, they could not see us. We soon lost John. He got locked in, with a handcart full of sweets. But he was all right. We knew he'd be, for we knew the way he eats. So Maisie and I went off to explore. You can see for yourselves what went on. I say an odd word every now and again, if the action needs commenting on. Maisie said that this was a debate. The man at the back was the master. He didn't look cross, but we couldn't be sure, so we left just in case of disaster. The library next. Books of all kinds. It seemed like an interesting spot. We didn't stay long, for the children, it seemed, were planning a gunpowder plot. In the next room we went to, I felt more at ease. I saw a wee gift from my mother, but Maisie, she told me to put it right back, for thieving would get me in bother. the music room. The master there was clever as a fox. His music didn't go to waste. He kept it in a box. The language lab. A funny place. We didn't like it much. The children were speaking in Irish and French, but to me, it was all double Dutch. To help them in religion class, these pupils performed a play, a big change from the catechism that we were taught in our day. Look at this. It's not just books they work with in Lismore. They make things here, the likes of which we had never seen before. There's John again. He had escaped. He'd eaten his way out. Biology was our next stop on our Lismore walkabout. John told us how he had found his new tie, which he wore with great pride for a while. And we all relaxed in the Daze flat. How's this for a bit of style?